Okay, Steve here, W4HKL. I'm introducing myself like a douchebag, as if you don't know who I am. This video is actually made for a particular person, so if you're watching it on YouTube and you just heard that, you'll think I'm very conceited, when actually I'm doing this for a person who's interested in amateur radio. Anyway, I was going to send this to you earlier. I just thought I would clean my desk off before I did, and as you can see, that ain't happening, so I just gave up. Alright. Radio equipment's over here, scanner, HF radio, one that I take portable. Here's just a regular computer monitor. I have a dual monitor system, and this one up here is tasked with mirroring the output of this so I can sit back and look for signals. Okay, now I am on 28.396 megahertz. To give you some reference, Citizens Band radio is on 27 megahertz, so it's slightly above the Citizens Band radio in the United States. Now, during the daylight hours, frequencies around 28 megahertz can reach out worldwide. And not just those frequencies, but others above and below, but not too far above and below. I don't know if you can see this very well, but this is a picture of the Earth here. It has various time zones and stuff. It's a little program that I run, and it shows you where sunlight is with respect to where it's not on a flattened image of the globe. And depending on what time of day it is, and where you are as far as sunlight is concerned, different frequencies are going to have different propagation properties. Some frequencies will be able to reach out over great distances, while others won't. Like you will have access to some frequencies that are slightly above AM radio. And if you've ever listened to AM radio during the day, you can only pick up local stations. But if you tune in at night, because we're in darkness, at that point the atmosphere allows those frequencies to be bounced up and back down, and you can pick up all kinds of stations regionally and as far as across the United States. So it's actually used. I'm trying to turn this down here a little bit. During the daylight hours, the higher frequencies seem to have better propagation as far as long distance. And during night, the lower frequencies have better propagation over long distances. However, some bands are kind of a nice mix of in between. 10 meters, while it's good during the daylight hours, not so good at night. If you move down, instead of like being on 28 megahertz, move down around 14 megahertz, those work pretty good from the afternoon up until about midnight, maybe 1 a.m., and then they kind of fade out a little bit. Okay? So bands that you would use, say, to talk regionally, say between Tennessee and Florida, would be 14 megahertz would probably be good most afternoons into the evening. 40 meters, which is 7 megahertz, would also work pretty much most of the time. Go much below that, and you're going to have to be limited to the evenings. Go much above it, and you're going to have to wait, until it's during the daylight hours. All right, I'm going to turn this on. Probably not going to hear a whole lot now. He's faded out. But there was a guy on an island called Gozo, which is near Malta. This is the dude here. Picture of him and his equipment. If you go to qrz.com, you can type in a call sign, and if the person has uploaded information about themselves, like this person has got quite a bit of information about themselves up, their equipment, what they do in life, their hobbies, stuff like that, you can find out about them. All right, and that's what I did when I looked at him. I tried to call him when he was coming in really good. He couldn't hear me, so now that he's starting to fade out, there's probably not much chance. So that's why you don't see me on here trying to talk to somebody who's a very rare contact. I would say pretty rare contact for the United States. There's just not a lot of amateurs in that area of the world, in Malta and then this island called Gozo, which I'd never heard of until he started talking about it. But that just gives you some idea. I'm sitting here on a Sunday afternoon, fixing to do some chores, but I turned on the radio and heard him coming in, and I'm just spinning the dial, going around the band, and it's kind of nice. It's kind of fun to think that 100 watts and a wire up in a tree can pick up and sometimes even talk to somebody halfway around the world.